Have you ever questioned your sanity, your worth in a relationship where love seemed to be the core? In the realm of relationships, there exists a shadowy and insidious form of abuse known as narcissistic abuse. This is not your typical form of maltreatment. It's subtle, it's underhanded, and it's often cloaked in the guise of love. Narcissistic abuse is a unique blend of emotional and psychological manipulation wielded by individuals who exhibit narcissistic tendencies. It's a slow, systematic process that chips away at your self-esteem, making you question your reality, your worth, and even your sanity. The impact of such abuse is far-reaching and profound. It can lead to mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. It can shatter your self-esteem, leaving you feeling worthless and alone. But remember, knowledge is power. Understanding the stages of a narcissistic abusive relationship can be the first step towards recovery. The first stage of a narcissistic relationship often seems like a fairy tale, a phenomenon we term as love bombing. This is the deceptive beginning, the opening act in a play where the narcissist is both the director and the star. Here, they present themselves as the epitome of perfection, showering their potential victim with affection, compliments, and attention. Love bombing can take many forms. It could be a barrage of texts and calls, surprise gifts, or seemingly random acts of kindness. The narcissist seems to have an uncanny ability to know exactly what you want to hear, making you feel seen, heard, and valued like never before. It feels too good to be true, and that's because it is. This is not genuine love or affection. Instead, it's a calculated move, designed to manipulate and control. The narcissist is essentially laying a trap, creating a false sense of security. By overwhelming their victims with affection, they become the center of their world. This love-bombing stage is a critical part of the narcissist's strategy, setting the stage for the abuse that is yet to come. It's important to remember that this isn't about you, but rather about the narcissist's need for control, admiration, and power. They're not looking for a partner, but for a source to fuel their ego. And what seems like the perfect start to a fairy tale romance is, in fact, the start of a cycle of narcissistic abuse. Yet, beneath this shower of affection lies a sinister motive. Once the stage of love bombing fades, the harsh reality starts to surface. This is the stage of devaluation. Picture a beautiful facade, painstakingly constructed, suddenly showing cracks. Those cracks are the first signs of the devaluation stage in a narcissistic abusive relationship. In this phase, the narcissist begins to subtly, and often not so subtly, criticize and belittle their partner. The person who was once your biggest cheerleader starts to become your harshest critic. The compliments give way to criticisms. The love and attention transform into indifference and neglect. This isn't a sudden shift, but a gradual process. The narcissist starts to nitpick, highlighting your flaws and mistakes. They question your decisions, your tastes, even your perceptions. Slowly and steadily, they erode your self-esteem and confidence. Their aim is to make you question your worth and reality. You might start to notice that the narcissist is never wrong. They never apologize. Instead, they turn the tables and make you feel like you're the one at fault. They gaslight you, making you doubt your own memory, sanity, and perception. This is a classic tactic narcissists use to maintain control and keep their victims off balance. You start to live in constant fear of their mood swings and unpredictable behavior. You walk on eggshells, trying to avoid any situation that might trigger their anger or criticism. You find yourself constantly trying to please them to get back to the love-bombing phase, but it seems like an impossible task. This is the devaluation stage, where the narcissist's true colors start to show. The person you thought you knew, the person you fell in love with, is replaced with a stranger who is emotionally abusive and manipulative. This is a distressing, confusing, and painful time. The once perfect partner becomes a source of constant anxiety and self-doubt. However, understanding this stage is a crucial step in recognizing narcissistic abuse and taking steps to protect yourself. The final stage in this devastating cycle is discard, where the narcissist abruptly ends the relationship. The discard stage is a brutal blow, a sudden and severe cutoff, often leaving victims questioning their worth and reality. This is the stage where the narcissist, without any seeming remorse or empathy, ends the relationship. This can happen in various ways. But the common thread is the total disregard for the emotional well-being of the victim. The narcissist may simply vanish, leaving the victim in a state of confusion and despair, or they might initiate a cruel game of blame shifting, making the victim feel that they are the cause of the failed relationship. The narcissist's lack of empathy is on full display during this stage, with their cold indifference adding to the victim's pain. The victim is left grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. The sudden abandonment, the brutal end to what they believed was love, can lead to feelings of devastation and betrayal. The shock of the discard can be overwhelming, leading to self-doubt and even self-blame, but it's crucial to understand that the discard is not about the victim. It's about the narcissist's inability to form genuine emotional connections, their need for control, and their lack of empathy. A narcissist's actions are not a measure of your worth. They are a reflection of their own dysfunctional behavior. Being discarded can feel like the ultimate betrayal, but remember, it is not a reflection of your worth. Emerging from such a relationship can feel overwhelming, but remember, your worth is not defined by their actions. Life after narcissistic abuse can seem daunting, like getting lost in a forest with no clear path in sight. But let's not forget, it's in the darkest forests where we find the most beautiful growth. You are not alone in your struggle, and your worth is not determined by someone else's inability to see it. It's important to remember that the abuse you experienced was not your fault. It was a result of the narcissist's insecurities, not your shortcomings. Your journey to recovery may be rocky, but it's a testament to your strength and resilience. Every step you take away from the darkness is a step towards reclaiming your worth and rewriting your narrative. You are stronger than you know and more valuable than they ever recognized. Remember, you possess the strength to overcome this, and you are worth far more than they made you believe.